I am geeked. I'm geeked because in 5 days, the Not Quite There podcast will officially be a month old. And just a month full of love, a month full of intelligence, a month full of effort, a month full of like literal, like balls to the walls. Nah, a month full of just like my head down and like literally doing it. Like the time was going to pass regardless, right? I think that that's the most important part that we don't realize and we don't understand is that the time is going to pass regardless. A month would have came and gone had I started this podcast or not, but I decided to start it with these 30 days that just passed because it's like, why not? So this is your sign. As this month begins, begin something new because when the month comes to an end, the month comes to an end and 30 days will have passed. And by that 30-day mark, you will either have progress or no progress. So you choose which one you want to go with. Welcome back to the Not Quite There podcast, guys, where we navigate this chaos we call life through candid and vulnerable conversation. Welcome to October. It is October. I hope October is loving to you, positive to you, peaceful to you. I hope it's abundant to you. I hope it's opportunistic to you. I hope that, you get new things, new love, new money, new opportunities, new doors being opened, new chapters being opened, new chapters being closed. You know, you got to be able to let go of some things to make space for new things, right? So, chapters being closed and ending, that's a good thing. Don't ever look at it as a bad thing. It's a good thing. You want chapters to end and you want new ones to begin. So, this is the last quarter of 2025. Make it count. Okay? Okay. So, today's episode 5. Now, the title of this episode is called The Power in the Pause. The reason why this episode is titled The Power in the Pause is because I find that we find ourselves having to be on go, like constantly on go. And just to start off, like I am a New Yorker through and through. I'm a New Yorker, right? And if you're a New Yorker like me, then you understand like when they say the city that never sleeps, that is not an exaggeration. New York City is always on go. It don't matter what, 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the evening, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're always on go. It's always something. And though that may be a good thing, sometimes it's not always a good thing because being raised and born in New York, born and raised in New York City, that hustle and bustle, it becomes like a part of your nature, you know? And they say, "Oh, you could take the girl out of New York, but you can't take New York out of the girl." Yeah, because right now I don't live in New York. I live in New Jersey. But I also find that I still have that like I can't leisure. What who is she? Who is she? I can't do nothing leisurely. Like I can't even take brisk walks leisurely outside because it's always on go. I always have something to do, something to complete, a mission to accomplish. It's always something to do. But that's not a really healthy way to live life. I swear to you, it's not. We Because we are New Yorkers, we find it regular. That's a normal day. You know what I'm saying? Like you grow up watching your parents always hustling. You get that hustle mentality and now you the hustler. And then you're gonna raise your kids to hustle, right? But we don't realize how the hustle and bustle mentality, like being raised on, being a hustler and being born and raised in New York City, we don't understand the connections that has to mental health disorders like anxiety and high functioning depression. Those are real, those are realities of people's lives, especially a lot of Black people, because we are raised on survival. You know, it's very rare that you'll see. I mean, a lot of households, survival and love, right? The two can coincide. However, it's very rare that you get the love without the survival. You know what I mean? And it's because our parents have seen so many things. Our parents have experienced so many things, and they either don't want us to experience those same things, or they want us to experience it with more tools in our box. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to equip us properly in order for us to be able to maneuver through this hustle and bustle nature of New York City. However, it gets difficult to understand that it's okay to sit down for a second. Like, I understand the hustle mentality. I'm not telling you don't be a hustler. I'm not telling you to not go get it. I'm telling you that it's okay for you to sit down, sit back, kick your feet up for 5 minutes and reassess what's going on, regather, regroup, right? And put yourself back on a path where maybe you don't have to hustle so hard, maybe you don't have to be putting in all this footwork, maybe you don't have to, maybe there's a way where you can get it done easier, right? This idea of us living in a concrete jungle, this is New York is literally that. Like, that is the most perfect description of New York City, because it is wild. It's wild in New York. It really, really is. I.e., jungle. It's wild out there. It's getting wilder as the days go by, but it's wild out there. And then it's concrete. You don't see a lot of trees. You don't see a lot of greenery. I mean, unless you at one of the parks, Central Park, Prospect Park, then you'll see the greenery, right? Little parks that they have around New York City. But for the most part, it's skyscrapers and streets and concrete. And like, you just be in the pavement every day, constantly getting up and having to go. And that is a good mentality to have, because it leaves very little room for you to like be lackadaisical, or for you to like be lazy or fall off or anything, because you have to be constantly going. There's always something or someone watching you, maybe our little FBI agents on our phones, you know what I'm saying, watching you to to basically force you to like keep going, like keep going, we're watching you, keep going. However, it's important for us to note this one thing, right? I want to introduce you guys to this concept. It's called Wu Wei. Okay, I am going to put a picture of it on the screen so that you guys see what it means, where it came from, all the good stuff. But I'm going to read you just a really, really brief description of what Wu Wei means, right? Wu Wei means in Chinese, non doing or doing nothing. It sounds like a pleasant invitation to relax, or worse, fall into laziness or apathy. Yet, this concept is key to the noblest kind of action according to the philosophy of Taoism, and is at the heart of what it means to follow Tao, or the way. According to the central text of Taoism, the Tao De Jing, the way never acts, yet nothing is left undone. This is the paradox of Wu Wei. It doesn't mean not acting, it means effortless action or actionless action. I'm going to let you sit on that for a second. Non action or effortless action. So essentially, you're still doing, right? But you're not as pressed about the physical doing as much as you would have been before. This is something where the pause is intentional, right? It's not always about getting up and going. You don't have to always be doing something. You don't have to always be filling your time with an action or an event, or you don't always have to be filling your time with something. It is okay for some silence. It's in fact needed, because what happens in that silence, what happens in that pause is you get to reassess, you get to regroup, you get to regather, you get to readjust, right? You get to start anew, you get to start again. So in honor of it being October now and the fall is actually officially here, we want to take a second to pause. It's okay. take it. I implore you actually to take 2 seconds, 3, 4, 5 seconds on me. On me. I'll give it to you. Take some time to pause and really like reassess where you want to go, what you want the last quarter of this year to look like. What are some things you want to accomplish? What are some things you've already knocked off of your to-do list? What are some things you have already accomplished? Take time for gratitude. Take time to look back to see where you came from and how far you've come. Take back to look at some of the prayers that you prayed and which ones have been answered. Why were they answered? How were they answered? Take a look back to see the path that you've taken. Take a look back to see what tools you've used in the first 3 quarters of the year. Take a look back and see what you did, what worked well, what didn't work well, what you want to apply moving forward. Take a second. Take a second. Right? Right. So I am guilty of feeling guilty, or I used to be guilty of feeling guilty for taking a second and pausing, right? Just taking a second and being like, actually, I need a second. Like, and that was actually when I did live in New York. As I said before, I don't live in New York anymore. I live in New Jersey. So when I moved, New Jersey, let's talk about New Jersey real quick, really briefly. New Jersey is a wannabe New York. For all you New Jerseyers, New Jerseyans, I don't know what they call y'all. Y'all are wannabe New Yorkers. Let's just be honest. Y'all got a place called West New York. Y'all want to be New York so bad. Anyway, that's another story for another day. Anyway, as similar as a lot of places out here in Jersey are to New York, the vibe is a little bit different. Like, you can definitely sit back, kick your feet up for 10 minutes, not just 1 minute, 2 minutes, or 5 minutes, for 10 minutes. That's what it makes you feel like out here. Like, you can just be leisurely. You can do anything at your own leisure out here. And like I said in the beginning, you could take the girl out of New York, but you can't take New York out of the girl. Yeah, I be walking around like, y'all need to move. Pick it up. What are you doing? We're like, hello. The drive-in, like, they drive slow out here. They walk slow out here. They make decisions slow out here. I'd be like, yo. But then I have to realize, like, this is what I was looking for. I was looking for that opportunity and that time to just be like, all right, cool. Let's try this again. Let's reattack. You know what I'm saying? So I did feel guilty for taking a second, but now that I've lived out here for the last 3 years, it feels better for me to like sit down and just, I have my notepad is far. I sit down and I take notes. I have this notepad here and my whole running list. Like, I write down things on an actual written notepad. Like, it gives you the time to think. Like, it gives you time to think. We do need that time to reassess and to reattach, or to reattack rather. It's also very important to note that even though it is a time and a moment of non-action or effortless action, there is action being taken. Please understand that. That is the key. There is still action being taken. It doesn't look like how it would if you were in active action, but it looks different, right? There's still things for you to do. There are still ways for you to move. There's still things that you can do in the time of, taking a pause, in this time of stillness. But the most important thing that you can do in this time of stillness is to trust God. Let me tell y'all something, okay? Let me tell y'all something. This entire year, we are in October. I got fired from a job in January. I got a job back in April. I got fired from that job in June. To this day, I'm still currently unemployed. So this whole time that I've been waiting, because that's another thing that God taught me in this time of stillness, is patience. This whole time that I've been waiting to see like what trajectory life was going to take for me, I've just been trusting in God. Why? Because I know that He's already carved out this path for me. He's already walked it for me. Now He came back to grab my hand and walk me through. That's what's happening right now. Like, trust God because He's already done it for you, right? And I'm not saying like just sit and pray and then sit there. No, I'm saying get on your knees, pray to God, then get up and do some work. Whatever that work looks like, it's not gonna, like I said, it's not gonna look like you active, like you in active action, right? It's gonna look different, but there's always gonna be something that you can do in the interim. There's always gonna be, little bits of shadow work to do as you're trying to elevate, as you're trying to make things change, as you're trying to make things shake. There's always going to be something that you can do to make it shake. One thing that you shouldn't do in this time of stillness, please mark my words and hear me clearly. Do not compare yourself to anybody else. That is a very, very, very dangerous game to play. Don't play the comparison game. It's not fun. Nobody wins, especially you. You end up the biggest loser. Why? Because you sitting here watching other people's lives and saying like, oh my gosh, this person just got married. This person just got engaged. This person just bought a car. This person just had a kid. This person just bought a house. Like, yeah, that's fine for that person. They probably had their moment of stillness before and regrouped, regathered, and reassessed and started anew because they were able to take that time and didn't feel guilty for taking the time to just sit and think about what they want, how they want life to look. It's important. We need to take that time. This is a marathon and not a sprint. It's a marathon and not a sprint. It's very important to understand that your finish line is your finish line. It's going to be there. It's going to be there. You just got to get there, right? Your own path. It's not for you to, there's no first place, second place, third place. Not everybody is running the same race right now. You understand what I'm saying? It's a marathon. You go at your own pace and things will come to you when they're ready for you. When God is ready for you to have it, you will have it. When God is ready for you to be married, you will be married. When God is ready for you to be engaged, you will be engaged. When God is ready for you to buy a house, you will have that house and everything in it will be provided by God. Please understand that. Stop watching other people's plate because your food is getting cold. Do y'all hear me? Do you hear me? Please stop watching other people's plate because your food is getting cold. Like, your obedience for God's will and to God's will looks different than somebody else's obedience. God is not telling you the same thing that He's telling me. He's not telling me the same things He's telling you. So just understand that you need to be able to depend on God for your next steps and not your own understanding. Never lean on your own understanding. Never lean on your own understanding. Always pray for God's will and pray for God's discernment, because He's going to let you know and He will show you very, very quickly which way for you to go. And the only way you'll know which one is the best way for you to go is discernment and faith. Faith and trust in the fact that no matter which way you go, no matter which one you choose, God is going to take you through it regardless. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it's going to look, because it's not for anybody else to be concerned with. You understand what I'm saying? And you shouldn't be concerned with anybody else. Point blank, period. So, Wu Wei, non-action or effortless action. It's the art of doing nothing, right? You don't have to feel guilty for not utilizing every second of your day with something productive. And this word productive, oh Lord, I feel like the word productive is so traumatizing. Why? Because productive can be subjective. What's productive for you may look different than what's productive for somebody else, because we're not all running the same race. We're not all doing the same work. We don't all have the same tasks assigned to us. So what's productive for you isn't going to be productive for me. What's productive for me may not be productive for you. And that is fine. That is okay. That's life, in fact. It is. And I think that it's very important for us to understand that taking time to just sit down for a second. That's why this episode is called The Power in the Pause, because there is power in that pause. There's a lot of power in that pause. You're probably not going to see it right away. You're probably not going to understand it right away. It may feel horrible at first. It comes over time. It comes with practice, taking time to just sit. Cuz like, it sounds silly, but it's hard to just sit and do nothing for 5 minutes. It is. It's hard to sit and do nothing for 2 minutes. It's hard to sit and do nothing for 3 minutes. It's hard. But you realize that once you're sitting down, and like over time you sit down and you get to breathe, right? You get to expel all of the confusion and all of the anything that wasn't working for you in the first half. You get to expel all of that. And then when you breathe in again, you're breathing in new, fresh, and it gives your brain more oxygen, better oxygen to operate from, and to really understand and attack what is going on. So I again implore all of you, especially now that it's getting colder, we're getting into that seasonal depression, those months, right? I want you guys to attack this season differently. Go into this season knowing that, hey, things are slowing down. The weather is changing. I'm going to be inside a lot more than I was last month, 2 months ago, but that's okay. It's that time. But use the time wisely. I don't know this productive word. You use it how you want to use it. Whatever you deem productive in this pause, you deem productive. However, it's really just about taking a second to pause and reassess, pause and regroup, pause and regather, pause and go back again. So again, as it gets colder, I implore all of you to use this time very wisely. Use this time to figure out, again, what you want this last quarter to look like, what you want the first quarter of 2026 to look like. We're about to be in a whole nother year. January is peeking at us from around the corner at this point. Hello. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's important for us to come up with a game plan, especially with the state of this economy, the state of this political world, the state of the country right now. We all need to be coming up with a game plan, some sort of game plan, whatever it is. We need plans and organization. So take this time, take this pause, take this seasonal switch and shift, and do what you got to do. Use it wisely. Be productive in your own regard. To each his own. Okay, so thank you for tuning into this episode of the Not Quite There podcast. Y'all know I love y'all down. As you can see, it is hoodie season. It's hoodie season. So what I want you guys to do for me in the comments below, wherever you're watching this, drop your favorite Black-owned brand. Drop your favorite Black-owned hoodie brand, hoodie, sweatsuit, whatever the hell it is. Black-owned. Please do not disregard that part. Black-owned. Thank you very much. Drop your favorite, because I want to be in some Black-owned brands for my pod, And again, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I'll be in pink for the rest of this month. But come November, we're going to be switching it up, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of the Not Quite There podcast. I pray that you guys all find power in the pause, and that as the seasons start to change and the weather gets colder, I pray all mental health disorders out the window. I pray none of that finds you. I pray none of that catches you. I pray none of that clings to you. I pray that it all stays where it's at, because words are spells. So don't go into the season talking about seasonal depression and anxiety, this and depression. Nah. Words are spells. You are creating the life that you want to live through your words. Choose them wisely. Okay? Okay. And as always, y'all already know. And as always, to all my folks that are just not quite there, enjoy the ride, my love. We'll get there soon.